I adore the combination of Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury. Oh my God. Hi guys, welcome to Lighthouse Tarot, where we embrace the light within ourselves and within others. I'm your host, Rachel Riley. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. If you're an old subscriber, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all your likes, shares, and subscribes. It really helps out my channel so I can put out more content, and YouTube likes the algorithm the more people like and subscribe to it. So yes, but today I want to talk about this really special combination with the zodiac sign Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury. Now, I know I originally did a video on Aquarius Mercury, but I want to do it in a combination with Aquarius Sun because I noticed not a lot of people have that, and I felt it was very fitting considering it's almost Aquarius season. If you're watching this video when it comes out, it is January, I don't know, 21st or whatever, and yeah, my birthday's coming out in February, Aquarius. So let's just talk about this placement and why I love this placement, what the planet is ruled by, how it is in communication, and what it's like for me because I have an Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Mercury. Alright, so if you are in Aquarius, let's just talk about the Aquarius Sun. The Sun sign is your personality. It is your sole purpose. It's why you're here on this world, and it's how your friends see you and describe you. When someone is describing your sun sign, they're like, oh, they're really funny, or they're really mysterious, or they're really reserved, or they're really, you know, bubbly, or whatever. That's how your friends are going to know and describe you, by your sun sign. And Aquarius is ruled by two planets, Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is also, Capricorns are ruled by Saturn, but they're only ruled by Saturn, and that's why Capricorns are very, very serious. In Aquarius, we have this too, because Saturn, I like to think of Saturn as the grandfather of all the planets, because Saturn is, you know, the grumpy old man, the grandfather, but he's very serious. Saturn will put you into routine, and it will tell you what you need to work on, and it is also a little bit of restriction. It's restriction, it rules routine, it rules the things that you need to get done, like paying your bills on time, making sure you're picking the right career for you, making sure that you're at a place and you're updated with your skill set. And Saturn also represents hard, tough life lessons that you usually have to learn through experience. So it can be intense. It's a very serious planet. And that's why a lot of people say when they're going through their Saturn return, it changed their life because, you know, we all have a Saturn return within our chart. I'll talk about it more in another video because I'm honestly not very educated on that, but I do know we all have a Saturn return. So let me know if you're interested in this topic. Anyway, so Saturn, routine, restriction. We gotta get things done. Oh my goodness, like we need to be serious, and like I'm gonna show you that you need to be serious with Saturn, and by giving you these life experiences that you're gonna learn through life. If you don't learn it, you know, right away, you're gonna learn it through, you know, trial and error, through relationships, through friendships, through experiences, through out there physical manifestations in the world. But Uranus, on the other hand, is also ruling Aquarius Sun. Uranus, oh my goodness, this is the planet of change. This is the planet of radical change, unexpected change, rebellion, you know, changing society as a whole, innovative, iconic, you know, the trendsetter. And Uranus is also, it represents like lightning bolts, like having information from different planets, almost planets that are alien to us, that are in a different galaxy. Uranus is very connected to that. You know, if you have an Aquarius Sun, you will have downloads very fast, almost like lightning bolts in your head, in your mind, in your crown chakra because of this Uranus. It's almost like, I don't know if you've seen like a movie like with Thomas Edison, and he's like, oh, I have an idea, and then he like the light bulb idea, or oh no, I'm thinking of Thomas Newton with gravity, and he's sitting under the tree, and then the apple hits him, and he's like, oh, gravity, things fall down. I don't know how it goes, but you know what I'm saying. So with Aquarius Sun, you will have these like really quick, unexpected, like bam, downloads of information. I like to call them downloads, and that's because of that Uranus. And it's also, you're gonna feel really rebellious. You're gonna feel like, I don't like anything basic. I like things that are different. I like things that are otherworldly. I like things that are aliens. I don't really feel like a human. Why am I here? What's going on? And you're gonna feel this energy so intensely, but you're gonna be ruled by Saturn. So you're going to feel like Saturn boring you down. Perhaps you have certain obligations when you come into this world. Perhaps you're taking care of like a family member who's sick. Perhaps you have, you know, a child you have to take care of. Perhaps you have a niece and nephew. Maybe your parents have a big inheritance and they pass on the family business, and it's your obligation to take over it, and you don't even like the family business. You're like, what the heck, we're over here making paper and I want to, you know, change the world and be a freedom fighter. So you will have this ruling as an Aquarius sun, that's Saturn, and it's restriction and it's routine, and it can help us. It is there for a reason. It's there to show us our life lessons and to, you know, finer set our skills and help us organize and, you know, get down to the dirty details and make, you know, your Uranus, your great ideas, put it into physical reality and, like, say, filter the ideas through here and then take the formative steps to get it out in the world. But the problem with this is, with an Aquarius sun, with the Saturn, you're going to feel so much restriction, you're going to get tired of it. The energy's going to build up and you're going to feel like trapped, and you're going to feel like irritated and almost angry over it. And you're like, I don't like all this restriction, I don't like how people are tuning into society. So the Uranus is going to come down and it's going to be like, rebel, rebel. And I know a lot of Aquarius do this when they're busy, like cleaning their house or paying their bills, and they've been doing it a couple days in a row. They will just vamp. They will leave. They will get that head, get that bread, then leave, man. Guys, like, oh my god. And I do it too. I've been around Aquarius suns, and they will like stay at home and do their obligations, but then there's a point where they just snap and they're like, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends now. Okay, it's time for me to go on adventures. It's time for me to, like, and they will like ghost everybody and they'll do their little thing and nothing will get in the way of that. And this comes, you know, this is applicable for me as well, because as an Aquarius sun, if I'm feeling really bogged down by society, by routine, by Saturn, I will just leave. And I'm like, nah, like folding the clothes. I ain't gonna like take care of anybody anymore. I'm not gonna like focus on everything in my career. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go have fun. It's time for me to change the world and stand up for others and, you know, leave my print here, you know? And so when you have Aquarius Mercury though, so that's what happens when you have an Aquarius sun. That's your energy, give or take. It all depends on your chart, but overall you're going to have this energy within you, just more so if you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart, less if you have more earth. You're going to be more responsible, and if you have more water, you're going to have more emotions. When you have Aquarius in your Mercury, however, because Mercury rules communication, it is our communication type. We all communicate differently. Some of us like to communicate very loud, some of us like to communicate very slow, some of us like to communicate through speaking, some through visual images, some through texting, some through calling. Think of it like that. When Aquarius is in Mercury, and you also have that Aquarius sun, you got double the energy. So you're having ideas come in really quick. You have Uranus, so it's like bam, bam, bam. And you also have the Saturn, so even if you are saying like, we need to change society, we need to be iconic, we need to be the ones, we need to be the trendsetters, we need to stand up for our rights, we need to change humanity as a whole, not just look at one problem, change the entire system. With Aquarius and Mercury, you want to do that, but then you feel that restriction of Saturn, and you feel that maybe it's your family restricting you, maybe it's friends, maybe it's your own identity, your own head is like, oh, can you really do that? Are you really the one? Think about your bills, think about how you're gonna live, what? So you have this push and pull with Aquarius Mercury. You have these wonderful, beautiful ideas, and you do want to change humanity as a whole, and you are very strong, and you're very different, and you're extremely, extremely intelligent, very scientific. You get all the facts, you get all the knowledge, because you're constantly in your head. So you're gonna, you know, when you're constantly in your head as an air sign, you're gonna look for knowledge to kind of calm your mind down, to find the answer. Like, okay, why? Okay, here's the answer. Cool, I can relax now. Oh, here's another question. Why? Let me look up the answer. Okay, let me dive deep until I know the answer thoroughly, from the front of my hand to the back of my hand. As an Aquarius Mercury, it can be frustrating when you want to change the world and then you have Saturn. I also notice with Aquarius Mercury, we do tend to talk pretty fast. One of my friends has Aquarius in her Mercury, and she does talk fast, as well as she will change the conversation very, very abruptly. Like, and I do this too, and I love this energy because I can keep up with someone like that, because I'll be like, okay, so we need to think of like the world and our society and how we can make it better for single women. How about if we just change the, you know, the jobs, and like we put jobs online so they don't need to go to school anymore, and they don't need to go to get these degrees, because when they're trying to get their degree, they got to hire a babysitter, they got to pay for it, which puts them more in debt, which is that really helping them in the long run? What if they just go after a different career that's free and online, they build a business? And then I'll be thinking, oh, well, you know, what if we just change society though? Like, how about we get rid of all the careers and we put everything online and we make it to where like money isn't a thing, and maybe we just barter, maybe we just like trade our skills and what we have and we teach in that way and get rid of the school system completely, and that frees more people. I will just hop from this to that in like the matter of seconds. And I do this as an Aquarius Mercury because it helps for me to like go from, it's like, think of it as like little trails. Like you have one trail of thought as an Aquarius Mercury, and then one's going the other way and the other way and the other way. But it's really good because you can connect all of them to get together. Because as an Aquarius Mercury, you see the big picture. You see everything from a broader perspective. Think aliens, think outer space. So you're up here. You know, Aquarius is the water bearer. They bear water, which is emotions, but they don't ever get their hands dirty. They observe it. They're the scientists, they're the therapists, they're, you know, into sociology, and they observe. They're like, oh wow, like I have like all these emotions, like wow, look at everyone being emotional, look at me having these emotions in here. But they're kind of like looking at it like from a disassociated way, like they don't get their hands dirty. And that's why they're really good when you want to get an advice. I advise going to Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury, or someone with the combination, because they will take your emotions out as well as their emotions, and they will look at it from a humanitarian sense of point, from a very logical, scientific way, and then be like, okay, well, you know, I see that you are struggling with your living situation, perhaps with your roommate. Instead of trying to change your roommate, instead of getting upset over what your roommate's doing, why don't you just take the steps to invest in your own business so you have something to, you know, keep you longevity? And why don't you just look for a new house with somebody that's an artist, because you're an artist and y'all can vibe together, and that will solve the problem, instead of being emotional over this person not treating you right, which is incorrect as well, and that's an injustice. But we know as Aquariuses, when emotions are involved, it can just get messy, so just it's better to like leave the situation but do it in a logical way, right? So we're really good when it comes to advice because we can take our own emotions out, and we do have empathy. We have so much empathy. We love our friends, we love everyone around us, but we are detached and we're able to look at things from a very analytical, logical, scientific side, because we know, okay, once we solve it logically, then they're going to feel emotionally fulfilled. But if we go into it emotionally, we might make a rash decision. Perhaps like things will, you know, when you're really emotional and you're angry, you do things you regret. Or when you're really sad, you end up calling people you don't want to call. When you're really happy, you make promises you can't keep. But when you take the emotion up out of it and then you just look at it, the bare facts, the evidence, what's right in front of you and how you can change it in a broader perspective, then that's when the solution comes. And I love this energy. You know, as Aquarius Mercury, I feel like you guys should just keep being yourself. You should just keep, you know, talking as fast as you want, changing the conversation as much as you want. Don't let anyone ever try to shame you for that. Don't let anyone tell you like, oh, you have ADHD, you have ADD, maybe you need to slow down. No. I love this. I love talking to other Aquarius Mercuries. I also love talking to Gemini Mercuries. I love talking to anyone with air in their chart, but everyone has wonderful, beautiful, you know, skills. Earth, wind, fire, water. You all have wonderful different skill sets, and they're all beautiful, and you should be uniquely you. But as an Aquarius Mercury, some people are like, slow down, I can't keep up. Also, technology. You guys pick up stuff so fast, like laptops, iPads, iPhones. You can, the amount of, I go so fast on my phone when I'm like editing and when I'm like doing a thumbnail and when I'm looking at a video, and then I pick it up really fast, because the faster I pick it up, you know, if I'm thinking about like in the future, I'm like, okay, I want to get my editing skills up to 10, and I'm at 2 right now. So the faster I learn 3, the faster I can get to 4 and 5. It's almost like, you know, I haven't played the piano since I was freaking 6, guys. And today I wanted to learn a new song, and instead of learning the basic piano things and like I just went straight to the song and was like, no, I want to know this song now, and I want to skip all the steps. I want to get it, and I want to get it now. And I did learn the first part. It was a little bit of a challenge later, but you know, as an Aquarius Mercury, your brain's moving so fast. You're getting so many ideas, so you're going to be really fast when it comes to technology, and it can be hard for people to keep up with you, and they might say, slow down, why are you scrolling so fast, why are you hitting this? But that's because your brain is going like that. It's because you have Uranus, and you're gifted with this knowledge, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury. You're gifted with this beautiful knowledge from Uranus, where you will get downloads and you will think of things outside the box, think of things otherworldly, because I believe society is a sham anyway. And I know, and I have the evidence to back it up, that there are people that are elite that are controlling the politics, so I don't even bother myself with politics at this point. And I also know that they're hiding certain technology from us, and iPhone 11 is like chump change. There's so many different things, and they're just choosing what to release because they're controlling the public, and the power and money is involved. So we as humans, we have all this information, technology. We know how to do everything online. We know that the world is changing in 2021, 2022. Everything will be online soon, so it's really best to just go ahead and take that deep dive into technology, into phones, into learning computers, about learning Zoom classes, about learning to communicate. I even have this theory that we're going to be able to text each other without phones, with our mind. But that might take a minute for people to understand and to get to, but there could be a little device, and I don't want to go too into it because my ideas are like, ooh, but like, I trust you guys, Aquarius, there might be like a little device where you scan it with your eyes and it somehow sends a message to someone. Like, I think phones will be a thing of the past soon, but we're going to get something better, not go backwards, we're going to go forwards because of this Jupiter and I believe it's Saturn conjunction in air sign for Aquarius for the next 2 years. Everything is about to be about innovation, ideas, and technology advances. You know, slowly, but steadily and consistent. So as an Aquarius, Mercury, Aquarius Sun, you may have been labeled as weird, you may have been labeled as strange, people don't really understand you, you might talk about, you know, certain conspiracy theories, or have you ever thought of the world like this? I have one Aquarius rising friend tell me, he's like, yeah, do you know that every time you see a tree, and you really like a tree, do you know why? And I was like, no, I just like trees because they're freaking trees, man. And he's like, no, you like a tree because, trees hold energy. And when a tree holds energy and you want to go hug that tree, you want to sit next to that tree, it's because you're within range of that tree. And your energy, your aura, is linking up with that tree's energy and Laura and meshing and mixing together. That's why you like being around trees. Most people do, because your energy is connecting together. And I was like, whoa, oh my God, it's crazy, but it's true. I like your thinking. So Aquarius, Mercury, with the Aquarius Sun, you get that double combination. You have double Uranus energy. You have double, oh, what's up, guy? You have double, you have the double Mercury, you know, knowledge. So you're going to have a lot of good ideas, and they're going to be strange. They're going to be weird. They're going to be ahead of your time. But think about them anyway. Hang out with people that have air in their chart and talk about them with them. I would advise doing podcasts. Since you like to talk so much, do a podcast, do a YouTube channel, you know, have a group where you can have that outlet, because this really helped me when I was struggling. I used to, you know, hang out with friends, and I would talk about all my little ideas. I'd be like, blah, 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 have you ever thought about the world this way? And I still do, but it was almost like I wanted them so badly to understand. I wanted them to get this knowledge really fast, and I almost overloaded them with too much knowledge to the point where they're like, let's talk about something else. I don't follow this astrology. I don't even know my sun sign. Why are you talking about Venus and Capricorn and Lilith? So what you can do, since you're an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury, join a group that specifically is educated and expert about whatever interests you and allows you to be weird. I'm in an Aquarius Sun group, I'm in a Scorpio Rising group, I'm also in a Virgo Moon group, because they all offer me different energies. I'm also in a writing group, I'm also in a astrology group, and I follow astrology people that are very experts on it, and they can keep up with it, and they talk about transits, and this helps me because they're advanced with their knowledge. And then I like to talk about it on my podcast and my channel, so it's an outlet to get all this information out, and it's valuable, and other people will find it that are looking for it, and I don't overload and dump my friends now. Like, yeah, I'll talk about it and be like, do you know the government is just a sham, and like politics, like, you know, that's the elite is hiring everybody, and it's all controlled, so it's whatever puppet they're putting in front of us, and they're all controlling us. So it's really better not to waste your time on politics, and maybe just take down the government if you do want to do something, or if not, just focus on yourself and your technology and your cool ideas, right? I'll say that, but I won't go really far into like how the elite and different conspiracy theories and aliens and past lives and astrology and your Mercury sign and your Venus sign and compatibility and the Akashic records and Christ consciousness. I won't go that far unless somebody brings it up to me and they're already knowledgeable on it. Then I'll take that opportunity to talk with them. So as an Aquarius Mercury, Aquarius Sun, find an outlet to put all this energy in. But yeah, I'm trying to think, what else do I love about Aquarius Mercuries? I love how fast you guys are. I love how quickly you can pick up any topic, and you're also really good when it comes to being witty, about being coy, about, you know, when you're in a debate with someone, you can hold your own, Aquarius Mercury, Aquarius Sun, because you've spent so much time accumulating knowledge. You know, not even a little bit about everything, you know a lot about everything, because when you're okay, for an example, if you're looking up Saturn, you're going to look up Saturn. You're going to look up Saturn when it comes to all the signs. You're going to look up Saturn, how far it is away from the world. You're going to look up Saturn, what God is ruled by, what goddess is ruled by, you know, Saturn returns. You're going to look up this one piece of knowledge, but from every avenue, so you can know it. So when someone is bringing up an argument or a debate with you, you know certain things because you observe, and you're the natural observer of all the Mercury signs. So you get information through speaking, through talking, through observing, and really, it's like crazy to say, but I know y'all know this. Y'all get the best information when you're alone. So as an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury, it's really good to separate yourself and take some time to seek solitude, because then you can get to know information. You can ask, like, what is all this about? And, you know, dive deep down through the rabbit hole and, like, look up whatever interests you and know it to T. I also notice Aquarius Mercury, we zone out a lot. And I don't necessarily think, I don't, you know, I know this. There's no such thing as ADHD or ADD. It's just a label that they want to, you know, put us on there, because I solved a lot of things through meditation and through changing my life choices from avoiding, you know, drinking and doing drugs and whatnot. But with an Aquarius Mercury, you guys, we space out a lot, and we do tend to lose our train of thought sometimes because we have so much information coming all at the same time. It's kind of like having a whole bunch of tabs open and you're like, I don't know. But the thing about that is, when you space out, we only space out when we're not interested anymore. If you like astrology and someone's talking about your Venus sign and you've never learned about your Venus sign, you're going to be focused. You're going to be in it. You're going to be taking notes. You're going to be looking at it visually and thinking about it. And you're like, oh, wow. And you're going to be so in the moment in it because you never heard it. And it's exciting and it's different. But it has to be important to you. And if you're learning about style, if you're learning about your sexuality or something, you're going to be really in the moment. But if someone's talking about something and it doesn't interest you, maybe they're talking about something and it's religion, and you're like, okay, I don't believe in religion to begin with. Religion is a sham. Religion is a control tactic. You're going to zone the heck out. If somebody is talking about, you know, the education system, you don't agree with it, you're going to zone out. If someone's talking about their dog and you're like, oh, like, that's boring, you're going to zone out. But if it's something that interests you, and you can, you know, have normal conversations with people and talk about their day. If you really, like, love them, and with friends, we're very caring signs to a T. But we do tend to zone out because we're out in our world and we're doing, you know, we're doing our thing. We're, like, chilling. Let's see. Aquarius Mercury. Podcast is really good. I feel like you guys might be a little bit clumsy. I don't know if it's just me, but I find myself I be clumsy sometimes, and it might just be because I'm an Aquarius Sun with the Aquarius Mercury. I feel it's because it's Uranus' fault. It's Uranus' fault because I'm getting all these electric downloads, and I'm like thinking about, like, a thought leads to a thought leads to a thought. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to change my life. How do I want to change my life? Okay, I want to work on my confidence, but I also want to learn, like, listen to subliminals. I'm interested in that. And I also want to listen to this podcast. What do I want to listen to this podcast on? Do I want to work on my health first, or, you know, my confidence, or my style, or, you know, creative endeavors? Do I want to learn more about technology today, or astrology? And when I'm thinking about all these things and I'm actually walking around and doing something, I will trip over. If I'm pouring water, I'll spill it. If I'm trying to move something, I will drop it. If I'm trying to walk even, I will trip up the stairs, because I will be so deep in thought, Aquarius. I will be so deep in it because I'm gonna be going, like, so many different directions. I'm gonna be going here, I'm gonna be going there, I'm gonna be going everywhere as an Aquarius Mercury. So you guys, you may have that tendency. Let me know in the comments if you find that you're a little bit clumsy sometimes. And like, once I stop thinking over something and I'm like, okay, I'll think about that later, and I focus on the task at hand, I am not clumsy. But when I'm, like, really into my thoughts and I'm, like, thinking, like, all these little things, I do find that, yeah, I'd be clumsy. But it's cute. It's very endearing. I really love Aquarius Mercury because an Aquarius Sun, I feel like you guys have really, really nice legs. You guys have really strong feet, like really, because Aquarius rules the ankles. You have really nice feet. You have long legs. You may have like a longer neck and a face that's more like, I guess necessarily oval. I always think of Aquarius faces like aliens. You know, the